I'm speaking as a member of the African National Congress in good standing, a veteran of 42 years of our liberation struggle. In this short video, I'm addressing Fikile Mbalula, Derek Hanekom, Ronald Lamola, Joel Netshitenzhe, and whoever else within the ANC think that they are special, that they have the right to express their views and attack other comrades. But when those fellow ANC comrades respond and defend themselves and act in defense of the African National Congress, its history and its values, then they want to attack them, then they want to intimidate, then they want to threaten with disciplinary action. Now, my dear comrades, look me carefully in the eye. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to threaten me. You're not going to try and push me and many other comrades aside. I've been around for too long. I've been part of this struggle my whole life. I've dedicated my whole life to this struggle. I'm not about to give up now. I'm not about to betray the African National Congress, the constitution of the ANC, and the policy documents of the ANC, just because you think you can throw your weight around. You see, Comrade Joel, I believe in the Freedom Charter. I believe in the principles as set out in the Freedom Charter for radical economic transformation of our country. I also believe in the resolutions that had been passed at the 54th National Conference of the ANC in 2017 at Nasrec. Despite your best efforts, despite even the subterfuge that you tried to commit, the misrepresentations that you tried to commit at the policy conference before our national conference, where you misrepresented that was being discussed to the media while the discussions were still going on inside the conference. Despite all of that, despite your denialism about white monopoly capital, radical economic transformation policy positions and resolutions had been passed, which is in line with the Freedom Charter. Now you can write in your article in the Daily Maverick, attacking the Freedom Charter, attacking me for believing in the Freedom Charter, saying that the concept of nationalization and expropriation of land without compensation in the current political and socio-economic environment in the world is wrong and alien. You can do all of that, Comrade Joel. But you will not get me to agree with you. You will not get me to accept those positions because you represent yourself as a so-called policy guru. You see, Comrade Joel, Peter Mayabuye, who did believe in the Freedom Charter, who did represent the true policy program of the African National Congress, your alter ego had been killed by you because you drank from the poisonous cup of white monopoly capital, and that killed Peter Mayabuye. You see, Comrade Derek Hanekom, I did not sit at the Mug and Bean in Bedfordview making common cause with the Economic Freedom Front, working in order to unseat a sitting president of the African National Congress and of our country. I do not bring them a list of ANC members who were prepared to betray the African National Congress in a treacherous act of getting members of parliament of the African National Congress to vote against the ANC. You see, Comrade Ronald Lamola, I do not go around calling other members of the African National Congress thieves who've stolen money. I do not go around meeting with a certain factional group called Defense of Democracy, while I attack fellow ANC members who do not sing from the songbook that I want to sing from. You see, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, I do not initiate personalized, vicious attacks against fellow members of the African National Congress. What I do is to insist on principle, to defend the history of the African National Congress, to state categorically that at the core of the formation of the ANC in 1912 and the whole liberation history of our people has always been defense of the land, the need for the land to return to the people. I defend the resolutions with regards to expropriation of land without compensation that were taken at the 54th National Conference of the ANC at 2017 in Nasrec. I'm not factional, comrades. I do not go around making common cause with a so-called 101 veterans group or with the Save South African campaign that even managed to get whites to march against a black incumbent president. I do not go around saying that there's a constitutional crisis in this country just to resuscitate the old Save South African campaigners and the 101 veterans in some fallacious defense of democracy. I do not do any of that. I simply speak ANC policy. If you want to attack me for that, feel free. Come, take me on. You're not going to find me wavering. You're not going to find me getting intimidated by you. I know who I am. I know what the African National Congress stands for. I'm not the person who has decided to get members of Parliament of the African National Congress to support a resolution of a racist opposition party such as the Democratic Alliance. I'm not one who specially got rules and regulations of Parliament formulated and written in order to get rid of an incumbent public protector. You see, comrades of the national office bearers, I'm not the one who went to the caucus of Parliament and instructed ANC members of Parliament to vote in favor of a DA motion, to break the African National Congress's constitution, to go in direct contravention of Section 25, 1713 of our Constitution, and to make common cause with those who do not in any way whatsoever can participate or be part of our policies, programs, and objectives. So, my dear comrades, I have absolutely nothing to fear. I will make common cause with anyone within the African National Congress that is committed to the liberation ideals of the ANC, who still believe that we need to have our national democratic revolution and the implementation of the second phase of that national democratic revolution. I will unashamedly and proudly go out and defend the Freedom Charter. I will unashamedly and proudly defend the resolutions of the 54th National Conference of the ANC. I will not waver to describe radical economic transformation as the official policy of the ANC. And I will not waver to insist that that economic policy must be implemented with speed and with urgency. When I do all of this, I do so as a member of the ANC. Yes, I work in the office of the Secretary General. I'm not busy trying to create some separate grouping or faction or different political party, as the propaganda narrative is that you guys are trying to peddle. I'm doing none of that. I'm simply just committed to the principles and the policy programs of the ANC. I challenge you, each one of you, Comrade Eric, Comrade Fikile, Comrade Joel, all of you, I challenge you to prove me wrong in what I've